When did you first become aware that there was trouble?
Well, I got an email from Councillor Brodigan, I think it was around about the start of September, asking for an extraordinary meeting of full council, and I was obviously quite surprised to see that I was the subject of that extraordinary full council meeting.
Was there any reason given?
No reason whatsoever, and I was also told that Councillor McCarty would be seconding the meeting, so I was expecting another email from Councillor McCarty, which came shortly after. And
was that at the stage that you were aware a no confidence vote was being planned?
Yes, so obviously when the first email came in from Councillor Brodigan, it said that there was a vote of no confidence against myself, which I was quite taken back about, as you can imagine.
Yes, what kind of effect did that have on you?
Well, it was shock really, because I thought I was doing a good job as Mayor of Ripon. Now, for my standards, I wasn't doing an excellent job as Mayor of Ripon because I'm not retired. I have a rather large business to run, and I thought I was managing everything really well and trying to show the people of Ripon that you can run a business and you can do public office, be a councillor and be mayor as well. So I thought I was doing a good job, and so to get a vote of no confidence against me, and I just didn't have any idea that it was coming. Councillor Williams, Councillor Horton and Councillor Flatley tried to phone some of the councillors to try and find out what was going on, to try and hear the other side of whatever the story was supposedly, that, you know, we wanted to know what was going on, and so there was nothing, and there was no dialogue between myself or any of those 7 councillors as to what it was that I'd actually done to insist on a vote of no confidence against myself.
You must have obviously, like you say, racked your brains. Were there any instances that you could think of where perhaps some interaction with people had not gone as planned, or perhaps something that you thought was okay but they might have interpreted it in a different way? Maybe you being robust about something?
No, nothing, and I think it comes down to, if you're going to put a vote of no confidence against the Mayor of Ripon and bring the city into disrepute, bringing attention onto the city, at least try and have a conversation with that mayor first, and have a proper conversation about it to try and find out what was wrong and get an outcome that, so it wasn't in the public domain, it wasn't in the press, and if I had have done something wrong, then tell me, we can try and work it out, or I would resign as mayor, resign as a councillor.
In the resignation letter that was purporting to come from Councillor Sid Hawke, but which we've learned isn't from him, it does actually mention there's criticism of you and Councillor Williams. There's criticism for not mentioning that 3 members of staff had resigned in August and left the council's employ. What's that all about? Is that why wasn't that mentioned? What's going on there?
Well, it's finally good to hear what the reason is for a vote of no confidence against me, because up until this point I still didn't know. None of those councillors had actually told me what the reason was. So at least I now can answer that. As mayor, when you take over as mayor, you stand down off all the committees, but I carried on the staffing committee to keep that continuity. And the fact that, yes, I was sat on the staffing committee, but that's the job of the chair to inform the council when staff have left, and actually Councillor Bates did inform the council that the chief officer had left, so I'm a bit confused as to that email. And what I find really shocking is that all this has happened over the fact that I'd not sent an email. We've had all this in Ripon because I'd not sent an email that I shouldn't have sent in the first place. That's what the chair of staffing does, and I'm quite frankly I'm so disappointed and so upset by it that I've personally had to go through this, and my colleagues and the people of Ripon, and I'm really, really sorry to the people of Ripon that this has happened.
Now, you did decide to resign rather than wait to see what the problem was and face the vote of no confidence. Why did you make that decision?
In the lead up to the vote of no confidence, it was becoming increasingly difficult on myself. Lots of people know I have a very busy events business. I run 12 artisan markets, a month, and I'm coming up to my busiest period of the year. And there was some gossip going around that, you know, and it wasn't said to me, but there was lots of gossip going around that they wanted me out. And don't get me wrong, I am so appreciative of the amount of messages that I was getting. It was so overwhelming. I was walking in the street and people were saying, "What have you done? What have you done?" And it was becoming really, really overwhelming for me. And it was taking a real toll on my mental health. And at the time I also had a slip disc, which I was having treatment for four times a week, so everything was just really getting on top of me. It's such a lot of work being a mayor, and the fact that the council were wanting to get rid of the leader's post and the deputy leader's post, that would mean that everything was falling on me, and it was really taking a toll on my mental health. And I had to make the really difficult decision to put my business and my traders first. I've got 500 traders booked into my markets, and they're small independent traders, businesses that need me to be on top form. And I couldn't take the level of pettiness and squabbling as well, and the rumours that were going round. And I've tried my hardest for Ripon, and I just wanted to serve in public office and not go through this level of scrutiny, and it was a very, very difficult time. I still keep hearing some of the rumours that are going round, and it's hard because I live in Ripon, I work in Ripon, I have loads of people that rely on me, and I've got a brilliant business, I've got brilliant friends and family and colleagues who have stood by me, and the amount of people that have stopped me. When I'm walking the dog, I'm walking down the river, and people are still talking to me about it. And there's only so much one person can take, and I've been very honest about how it's had an effect on my mental health. And I just don't think it was fair for the councillors to do a vote of no confidence with at least before. They should have at least had a conversation with me beforehand.